Okay, sorry about that. It got cut off. Obviously, I was talking too long. So we're completing the T accounts. What I want to show, I've already done the sums of the two sides. I added just some extra arbitrary transactions, which obviously normally should have dates beside whatever's happened here. I want to show you really quick how to do pin totals. Obviously, the whole concept of pin totals, they're just supposed to be smaller. So just change this font smaller. And then for your final total, equals, click on the first cell, subtract the, like on the larger, subtract the smaller, make sure it's on the same side as the larger. So that would be our final total in cash. The ways you could circle it would be either to just do the outside border, which is fine, that's the version of a circle, or if you want to, you could do a fill to highlight it, however you want. Just remember, if you pull that number, it'll pull the formatting too. So again, generally to do a T account, you would have merge, an underline, and then a middle line. Again, the beauty with this format is you can just then copy it and set up your T accounts all over this, so they'd be all ready to populate. Now, once you've done all of your transactions, you've put all your starting amounts into your T accounts, you've done all of your transactions in the analysis, and you've put them into your T accounts, you can then go on to do your income statement. Again, with the income statement, there's certain things you can do to make it easier on yourself. You do need to do your 3-lined heading. You need to have all of your accounts listed. For your income statement, part of income statement, you should also do your trial balance. So I would maybe add in here the trial balance. For this, you're going to do your company name. I don't remember what my company name is, but let's just say Ms. Foley Tutoring Services. This would be my trial balance to start with. And the date today is October, I'll pretend it is November 30th. There we go. Now you need to list your accounts here and your debits and your credits. Again, you'd format to make sure that you have the headings across the top, you'd center them and format all of your cells so that they make more sense. I would format, for example, this should probably be a lot wider. These should be centered. You know, make it look proper. And then here you can just list all your different accounts. Cash, blah, 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 blah. So a little bit more formal than my starting accounts, but generally most of my starting accounts, unless they were paid off to zero, will show up in my final. But I won't just end with capital. After capital, I will have my drawings, because you will have had some drawings, and then my revenue and all of my expenses. So it'll be a bit bigger than this starting balances, obviously. Actually, to do that, I can just pull those over. Oops, sorry, undo. Undo. Oh, it's over there, sorry. I'll start it here. So as an example, then I would also have T Foley drawings, and then fees earned, and then, I don't know, let's just say advertising expense. Utilities, sorry, I'm going to call it rent expense. And I will do, I'll have to get my equipment repaired, I guess, equipment repairs expense. You would then total up again. The debit ones go in the debit column, the credit go in the credit column, and you would do sum and then add up the debits and drag it across to add up the credits. Oopsie, sorry. Across, not down. and then I would highlight these and do my one line above and my double line below. In line style, this is the double line for below. Oops, it's supposed to be the double line for below. Oh, right. So that does the double line. And then here I want now a single line, but I think I want to do one bolded single line. So now that one will be the single line below. That's a very obvious single line to add them up and double line. Now, like before, to make it easy on yourself, just do equals and then go back to your T accounts. And wherever your final total is, just bring that number across. Oh, it didn't bring that, Phil. That's good to know. It didn't bring the border. So you do that for each of your accounts because they should all be in your T accounts. Just bring your final total across, input it in, and that way it will automatically make a correction if you go back and change your numbers anywhere from your starting account onwards. It should follow that error or that change all the way through, but only if you do it consistently. So then finally for income statement, very similar. I'm going to pause this just to set it up because you don't need to see me do that. Okay, final stretch. I've set up my income statement, just the format. Haven't done anything to it yet. But let's just say I want to now populate it with the, here we go, lovely. I want to populate it with the numbers. Again, if I were you, I would go directly back to either my trial balance or my trial balance. So I would get revenue equals, go back to the trial balance. I just plug these in as examples. So arbitrary numbers, but yours will actually be right. And I would choose the fees earned straight from the trial balance. And then for the expenses, I would choose again expenses straight from the trial balance. Oopsie. Income statement. So this equals advertising expense, and yeah, this one equals rent expense. Enter. This one equals, so it's equipment repairs. I would pull it straight from there. Enter. And finally, then my total expenses equals the sum of these three. Or you can just click each one individually and do plus, plus, plus. And final equals revenue subtract expenses. I would probably format these as currency. So format number as Canadian dollar. But I don't think we need the extra cents. Oopsie. But that does mean that to be consistent, I would want to do it for the beginning as well. Canadian dollar. And these ones, you'd want to have the similar format, even if you don't have the dollar sign. Oops, I keep doing that. This one finally as well. Format the number so that it is, there we go. And that would be my final income statement. Now when you put it into Google Sheets or into Google Slides, you have the option of just copy paste. If you do not like the grid lines in the background, just do View and unclick the grid lines, and then you have a nice clean income statement sheet. Okay, hope that's helpful. Have a wonderful night.